And welcome to Saturday's previous Christmas Eve, and we're hoping to get a few quid. Not a lot of racing on, but there is Doncaster on SIS. You'll be able to get the pictures from the Matchbook website. Don't forget to sign up with that code Matchbook. Just quote watch along, and you can get a £30 bet if the first bet loses. So it's a bit of a no-brainer, really, if you haven't already joined Matchbook. Let's go on to the card then. So 117, just a 12 race program today for this Saturday. It's an A4 grade event to kick off, and the most likely winner has got to be the favourite Bancher Flow. Bit of an easing grade here. She's got early speed, just about last home, and I think there's not a lot really in the early pace department that will worry her, other than maybe Bannakill Tip, but she's led him before, so I don't really see him being a problem. Knocked off Markle in trap 4. It's been a bit disappointing of late. Had a sprint trial to get back onto the card, but it was pretty moderate. So we're not really sure what the state of play is with Knocked Off Markle, but she hasn't really been attacking the bend. So I just thought if Bancher Flow could get a decent break, she'd probably lead and win. But a little bit too short now, been well bet in the market as well. Ballyboss Sim on the inside will give Rycroft Nicks plenty of room to sort of turn in the pitch. And that is a decent stay at Rycroft Nicks, and I think has got probably the second favourite in the race. So I thought the play here at a decent price was Rycroft Nicks each way at around about 6-1, 13-2. So just a very, very small interest, but I think Bancher Flow will probably land the spoils if getting to the front early. Race 2 is an A3 event, and I kind of wanted to take on the outside pair here. They're kind of first and second favourite in the market. Kilgraney Missile was beaten at odds on last time out, and he's not a straightforward character by any means. And I think, again, he's probably been put in a bit too short in the market. So I thought there was a bit of value in the shape of Barnside Taylor. I think he's massively overpriced at around about 6 or 7 and 1 mark. He's not always the best of breakers, but he's not devoid of early, and he keeps on okay. He's probably got to get we normally see from 2, and it's not really a price that kind of really compensated for that. So I've had a little bet on Barnside Taylor at that decent price. Miller's Bally is the other bet here, trap 3. Now she's coming back onto the card. She had a bit of a layoff, but she was a decent A2 bitch. She's not straightforward herself, but she has got that little bit of early. She's a bit of a kidder, really. But again, if she could get a decent break and get past Molly's Mill into the turn, which she's well capable of with her early zip, then she might just be a different proposition, especially because she's fresh as well. So it was a play there. 2 and 3 were kind of taken on 5 and 6. 6, actually, True Mount Des, he ran it in on the run up last time out from 6, and I didn't know what he was about, but he was he looks a bit quirky actually. But yeah, I think the play there is just 2 and 3 and take on 5 and 6. Race 3, 149. All things being equal, I think my Blue Boy will win this. A lot of these have got similar sort of speed to the bend. Sharpie Spotty Dog in 1, Mulligal Liam, decent trapper, might move off actually from 2 a little bit and give my Blue Boy a little bit to think about. Racket All Sonic's running okay, but again, not really got a lot in hand. Wakiki Dale likewise was a bit poor last time out, and I know Jimmy's had a little bit of sickness. Whether that was an excuse or not, I don't know. Bit of a thing's coming back onto the car for Sean Parker. She can smash out and she cuts in, so she could squeeze them up a little bit. My Blue Boy will have to get one of his better breaks because he's not always the best of starters, but he's been running against much better opposition than this. He's got quite a significant drop in grade, really. He's been running against Lightfoot Doak and Starcash Henry. Well, they're proper A1 dogs. So this is a sort of an okay A2s. But again, let's say his Achilles heel could be a little bit of that sort of trapping ability, really. But if he broke with the field, he'd probably lead and win. 2 to 1's about his mark, really, but I didn't really want to bet him at that price. Moving on to the 4th race, we've got a B1 here. We don't normally see too many B1s. I keep banging on about Doncaster not having B1s and the sprint D1s, but we have got a B1 here, and it's kind of a moderate B1, really. It's not the best B1 in the world. A lot of these are coming up in grade from A3 wins even. Ballycowan Pet, who's more, look, she just really rails, uses a draw to decent effect. I thought Toby had a big chance here. He was chalked up about 8-1 on the earlies, which is madness. Didn't manage to get any of that, of course, but he is 9-2 still, and I make him around about a 3-1 favourite in this race. It's a tough race, but I just think he's running really, really well. And I think the makeup suits him here. I think he can clear Ballycow and Pet into the turn. Paradise Syria is a young dog of Sean Parker's that's running well. Middleton Hayes, a kennel mate, more of a sort of smash breaker than anything else. And I think Toby got inside that rival when they met before. Stake Spoons kind of been a bit on and off the card. Looked a nice pup of Kelly Tobin's, but has had big spells off the card and not really negotiating the bends brilliantly well and not trapping either. Colmore Blake is a dog I really like. He's got a massive, a little bit up in grade here, but and will need to lead to win. I just thought Toby was a safe little play here at about 9-2 chance. Race 5, yeah, tricky race this. I thought it was a sort of a 3 the field race. Ballymac Zona, Dingy's Shares, and Universal Queen, and I think they've really been well found in the market. So it was a no bet, too tough, and we turned the page on that one. 242 race 6. I was toying with Dutch in 2 and 3 here. Tucker's Choice. Yeah, he's been off the card, but he's got a fair deal of early pace. He's been sprinting, and in the old days he was running over this sort of 450-meter trip. Santro Bella's running well, but significantly up in grade here, so got a draw. But I think that Tucker's Choice can lead that one into the turn. The kind of fly in the ointment really is Head It on Lenny, because she can smash out and she will move in a little bit as well. She probably wants to be drawn to herself. So in the end, at the price, I think they were 5-2 and 3-1. It wasn't quite big enough for me to play in the fact that they could actually drive each other mad. One for Dots, he's running all right, bit inconsistent, but can smash out. Bindenside Nyla, probably a little bit out too far in 5. And Joyce's News, yeah, got a decent enough draw, but I don't think he'll clear the better speed in 2 and 3. Race 7, a 302. Yeah, I thought this was a real tough 7-2, almost 4-1 the field race. Really, really head scratcher, this one. Pinch of Snow will probably move off a little bit. I thought Kid You Not's not running great, but would win a B5 if he was on song. And they're probably going to clash a little bit as well. I think Pinch of Snow will move off and Kid You Not will move in, which gives Obladara a good draw. It was awful on debut, but actually ran all right last time out. Kind of broke with the field and showed a little bit of early to the bend, but showed signs of inexperience. I think this is the second race of his life. Is that Ice on Fire, Lissa, Mill Babe, and they look green and kind of gangly. Actually, the Lissa brother is in track 5, Let It Be, and again another one, a slow breaker. I thought was underpriced a little bit. I think one of the firms put that one in at 5-2, and I made that one the outsider in a wide open race. I thought maybe a little nibble on Jumeirah Meadow here at 10-1, double digits was the play for Debbie Calvert. I think it's a little bit of an easing grade, wide open race. I thought Red Brick Houdini was probably underpriced a little bit on the earlies, again at the 15-8 mark. So in a wide open race, a real tiny bet on track forward to go wallop Jumeirah Meadow and try and lead all the way. 318, another real head-scratching race. I think Mustang Harper's probably been put in too short. Tends to be probably over bet. Was even money last time out. 11-8 on the earlies today. I thought it was more of a 3-1 chance. Again, in a wide open race. Temple Peaches is making her debut, switching from Sheffield. I thought she might have been a bit quirky looking at the videos from Overton. Talansky's a dog on his old form. He's been dropped through the floor, but you look at his and he's probably kind of a squeeze. Penny's Rascal is a slow breaker, but if getting a start here could get in the contest, but does move middle and gives Rosanda Bess a bit of a draw here. But that one's kind of a little bit floaty around the bends and will just stay on in the latter stages. So all in all, found it too tough. Race 9, interesting race, this one. I thought Merlin Cindy ran all right from track 1 last time out, and he ran against a couple of these. Hawkfield Wisdom was one of them. Hawkfield Wisdom didn't get a break, and I know that if he does get any kind of start here, he'll get himself into the contest. He's a quirky character, but at 9-2, I just thought that he had some kind of a chance to get into the contest. Pidgeotto isn't running well in trap 6 at all. Dropped, but as I say, just bang out of form. Mountsy Mac was a little bit disappointing. I thought he had a chance last week, but he didn't run well. Bandit Bolt ran that same race as Mountsy Mac. Again, a little bit of a one pacer that just runs on late. Not probably the class of these. Break a Day, everybody's sort of same credentials, really. So, yeah, Hawkfield Wisdom, I think if you can negotiate a decent start and get past Merlin Sydney, you might just kid them from the front. Again, small bet at around about 9-2. On to the 10th race, and I just really fancy one here. And I know he's not been running great to start. Ruffian Helena, she has been running all right. She's 10 weeks out of season, and she actually bounced back to form over the sprint trip last time out. So she might be a little bit of a danger. But I just thought the makeup Footfield Adam, he could get a decent start, get to the front, and hopefully stay there. And around about 5-1, 11-2, I thought he was massively overpriced. The 11th race, real tough, this one. I see Funny Margaret's been nibbled out in the market, and probably quite rightly so. Probably got a little bit of a class advantage here, but she's not really a greyhound that I want to bet at short odds. I think she's a bit kinky, but she can trap. She'll need to be trapping on her best behaviour, because Brenna's Danny can likewise. She's up in grade, I know, but she can improve. She's 18 weeks out of season. I thought Lady Mystical had it all to do there. Not really seen her out of trap 1 either. Nana's Breeders, a dog that's got a decent draw. He could bang out and get into the contest, but again, too tough. On to the last, the 12th race, 4:38. It's a D2 sprint to round off proceedings. I just had a little bet on Ballymac Puddles. I do like this greyhound. Got a fair bit of early. If getting a decent start, I think can lead, cut across into the turn. And that's going to kind of hamper the progress of Blast Off Millie, who's probably capable of winning this race. I probably might even consider saving on Blast Off Millie if she goes out to around about 5-2. But she was favourite, and she's one of those that never really seems to deliver. And I just felt that that she was worth taking on here, especially after last time's performance, when she was really disappointing for me. So let's have a look at the Christmas Eve selections. And you'll see there the first is just a small play at around about 13-2, maybe 6-1 you can get for Rycroft Nicks. 133, Barnside Taylor, little bet on that one. Really, the price lured me in. Miller's Bally could bounce back to form after that bit of a layoff, and I think to catch her fresh might be the right time. 207, I really like this dog. I think he's got a good makeup. Trap 2, Ardera Toby. He's around about a 9-2 chance as well. That although he was bigger, I'm not going to let that put me off and not bet him. The 302, Jamura Meadow, small play at 10-1. In the 338, Hawkfield Wisdom, quirky character. You might even want to bet him and save him on a place. That might be a wise move. 358, Footfield Adam. I've got a bit of a soft spot for this one. I think this could be his day to bang out and make all. And again, we always fall for Ballymac Puddles, but she has done us a favour in the past. So hopefully we'll get a few winners. Do have a good Christmas, and don't forget, you've always got to play a bit of Georgie, haven't you? Wham! On Christmas Eve, leading up. Have a really good festive period, and we'll see you later in the week.